Hello, I'm Martin from InstructAndGrow.com. Communication is a topic many of us believe we've mastered, but do we really stop to think about how we're communicating at home? Today I want to talk about something that's important to all of us: effective communication with our wives. I'm going to share some insights that have helped me improve communication in my own marriage, and I believe they can help you too. How often do you talk with your wife? Probably multiple times a day if you're in good standing. But how much effort do you put into ensuring that your communication is actually edifying? I'll be the first to admit I haven't always put my best effort into communicating with my wife.
You don't say.
At 50 years old and after 21 years of marriage, I'm still learning. But this old dog can still be taught new tricks. In this video, I'll share some effective communication skills you can use as a couple to strengthen your relationship. We'll cover three main areas: active listening, handling difficult conversations, and nonverbal communication.
What we've got here is failure to communicate.
Let's start with active listening. Active listening is a skill that takes practice and is honed over time. Because active listening is not limited to simply hearing the words your spouse says, it's understanding the total meaning behind the words.
Do you understand the words that are coming out of my mouth?
According to Dr. Amanda O'Brien, there are three principles to active listening when it comes to marriage: listen for total meaning, respond to feelings, and note all cues. First up is listen for total meaning. This means understanding both the intended message and the underlying one. We often communicate non-verbally. So when your wife starts an argument and you're confused as to why, listen to the message behind the words. Maybe she just wants to be heard. The second principle, respond to feelings. Please listen up because this is important. When you respond, make sure you're addressing the feelings and not just the words. If she says, "I love you," with a bit of sarcasm or frustration, don't just say, "I love you" back. Acknowledge her emotions and address the reason behind them. Don't just ignore the tone. Early in our marriage, my wife would confront me in anger because that's what she'd seen growing up. When she did that, I'd walk away, which only made things worse. When confronted as to why, I explained that I walked away because I felt it was better to let one bomb go off instead of two.
I love the smell of napalm in the morning.
Once the emotions were calm, we could discuss the problem without anger clouding the issue. The third principle is to note all cues, especially nonverbal ones. This includes things like facial expressions, body posture, and gestures. We'll get into more detail on this later in the video. For now, just remember that how something is said often matters more than what is said.
This is Sparta!
Now, let's talk about the second area of communication with your wife: handling difficult conversations. No one enjoys them, but avoiding them could be even worse. My wife doesn't like letting things fester. She prefers to address problems right away. While I tend to avoid confrontation, I prefer to hope the issue will just disappear.
Who are we talking about?
The difference in our approaches has taught me a lot about handling difficult conversations effectively, and that avoiding conflict isn't the best approach. According to Harvard Business Review, there are three things we can do to handle difficult situations and conversations effectively: curiosity and respect, speak less and listen more, and be direct. Approach the conversation with curiosity and respect. Try to understand where your spouse is coming from. This means being genuinely open to hearing what she has to say, even if it's hard to hear. Ephesians 4 verses 2 and 3 reminds us to be completely humble and gentle. Be patient, bearing with one another in love. This mindset is key to keeping the peace and unity in your marriage. Next, speak less and listen more. Sometimes we fear that talking will only make things worse. But as the article points out, tough conversations rarely go as planned anyway. Instead of focusing on what you're going to say, focus on listening, reflecting, and observing. James 1:19 says, "Everyone should be quick to listen, slow to speak, and slow to become angry." Third, be direct but respectful.
You want to go outside? Why, Rapunzel, look at you, as fragile as a flower.
Don't beat around the bush when addressing a problem or wait for the perfect time. Tackle the issue head on. At the same time, don't be overly confrontational. Instead, aim for a respectful, affirming back and forth conversation. It might take practice, but with time, you'll get better at it. Just remember to do everything in love and believe that the conversation will lead to a better outcome for your relationship. Lastly, let's talk about the area of nonverbal communication.
Dad, give the punch sign, will you? Walker, kick the ball!
It's the transfer of information without words. Things like facial expressions, gestures, and body posture. It's often said that we speak more through our actions than our words, and it's an area where things can go wrong quickly.
I was talking to my girlfriend on the phone. You want to take another picture?
My wife often says it's not what you said, but how you said it. And she's right. Our body language often speaks louder than words. For example, when someone's talking to you, do you lean in with your arms at your side? Or do you cross your arms and turn away? Have you ever been in a conversation while subconsciously pointing your body toward the door? These nonverbal cues send strong messages whether we realize it or not. It's crucial to be aware of these cues in yourself and your spouse.
Egg salad, my favorite! Egg salady.
Recognizing your own nonverbal cues is the first step. Do you fold your arms when your wife is talking? Or do you lean in and make eye contact? These actions send powerful messages, so it's important to be mindful of them. It's equally important to understand your spouse's nonverbal cues. If your wife's body language shows she's upset or withdrawn, address it. Sometimes it's what isn't said that matters most.
I'm fine! Totally fine! I don't know why it's coming out all loud and squeaky, because really, I'm fine.
Finally, adjust your nonverbal communication to match the situation. If your wife needs your full attention, give it to her. Be mindful of the nonverbal signals you're sending. Don't let them create unnecessary conflict. They can make or break the conversation. Instead, use them to reinforce your words and show that you're fully present.
I'm sorry, excuse me.
Sure.
I was just looking for some honey. Could you help me out?
Right in front of you.
Well, could you be a little bit more specific?
What are you...
Blind? Yeah.
I am so sorry.
Remember, communication in marriage isn't just about talking. It's about truly connecting with your spouse on every level. If you got value from this video, consider checking out our other content at instructandgrow.com. And don't forget to like and subscribe. Before you go, please check out one of these 2 videos. Until next time, may God bless you and your family. Thanks for watching.